Alright, before we get started, I believe some disclaimers and other explanations are in order. What you're about to see is a response to a segment of the podcast of Arin Hanson and Joey, also known as The Anime Man, which was published on February 14th, 2022. The main point I want to bring up is Arin talking about his time as an animator on Newgrounds and what the good and the bad which came out of it meant to him. He's basically repeating this particular tweet he made when the Senior Pale incident went down. If you want to listen to this segment of the podcast yourself, then you can find the timestamp link in the descriptions. So then, why do I think it is worth it to once again point out Arin's hypocrisy? As I said, both this tweet and this segment of the podcast have the same context, but I want you to keep in mind the timeline in between these two instances. What I know for certain is that Arin is being a hypocrite in this interval. And while I am doubtful, there is a chance Arin actually has corrected himself after this podcast was published. So why was Arin being a hypocrite in this part of the timeline? To make it brief, during the podcast, Arin stated that it is not okay to be negative for the sake of being negative. He also says that while you should be allowed to be honest, even if brutally, you need a sense of responsibility when you say certain things. However, there are several instances in both Sonic Heroes playthroughs of Arin not truly following his own supposed belief here. He mocked positive reviews of Sonic Heroes just for the sake of mocking them, and he even went on to gaslight fans of Sonic Heroes on numerous occasions. And like a dog with all bark and no bite, he even proposed to have an experienced Sonic Heroes player sit right next to him and dare say that the game is overall okay. Probably the most disgusting example of the gaslighting was when he said he wanted to meet a kid who could possibly enjoy such a bad game. If you want to witness these instances yourself, then refer to the timestamp links in the descriptions. But this is why I find Arin's reasoning for deleting past episodes of him using the N-word to be disingenuous. Like, he doesn't think it is okay for a black kid to hear him using an offensive slur, but he thinks it's okay to put kids who like games he hates on blast. Yes, racism is worse than gaming opinions, but these instances have the same principle. Arin is making fun of people for just being themselves, and in addition to liking things which are completely okay at worst. A similar hypocrisy is that Arin said that you can say whatever you want, long as you yourself feel like you can trust the people who hear your words to not take them too seriously. However, it was this sort of mentality and carelessness which caused Leadfoot to get doxxed by the Grumps fanbase. The same can be said for the poorly handled advertisement of Arin's Soviet Jump game, and the Dr. Cecil book incident or whatever it's called. In other words, Arin thinks that other people should be careful with what they say, but because he has faith in his own fandom whenever he thinks he is able to have faith in them, he does not need to take responsibility in this regard. This is reinforced by the fact that during Skyward Sword, Arin did hesitate to take back the apology to Leadfoot once he saw that Leadfoot said nothing too serious happened during the doxing incident. Arin also talks about how he was actually bullied during his time on Newgrounds, but for whatever reason, he doesn't provide a concrete example. This leads me to believe that while Arin admits to have been edgy and offensive in the past, he implies that he himself never said certain things with the intent to hurt the feelings of another person. However, when you look at this comment he once made, you can see that he provides harsh criticism, but he is being awfully vague, and it gives me the impression that Arin is simply expecting too much here, as he usually does nowadays too. You may be saying that this isn't a clear example of Arin intending to hurt someone's feelings, and that he is just being honest, and you might be right. However, given the previous points I mentioned about fans of Sonic, I more so believe that Arin is simply blinded by his own ego and pursuit for a moral superiority. And this is sort of a side note, but I must also argue that in terms of artistic creations, it is not unreasonable to not listen to the criticisms of other successful people. Because at the end of the day, you create something based on your own vision, not the visions of others. Yes, it is important to listen to inputs, because they may actually help you bring forth your vision. But if that isn't the case, then there is no shame in telling your critics that their inputs were of no use. After all, Arin was indeed a successful animator, and he became one of the biggest YouTube Let's Players. But when you take his abundance of shortcomings into account, it just proves that status and renown alone aren't enough to listen to someone without question. it is possible that the majority of his supporters simply have bad taste and bad morals, if not being ignorant to these controversies and hypocrisies. And this isn't exactly a hypocrisy, I don't think, but Arin said that the graphics of Pokemon Legends resemble a launch title for PlayStation 3, which is apparently a bad thing, even though the PS3 had some solid graphics capabilities. His criticism is weird and vague at best. In any case, Arin inevitably received a good amount of backlash for this tweet, or so he says anyway. But the funny thing is, he acts all surprised about the backlash, which further shows that he has yet to understand that when you dish out criticisms, you should back them up with concrete and proper arguments, or people will most likely start asking questions. Questions which you should be prepared for. I know that Twitter isn't exactly made for in-depth discussions, but my point still stands. By the way, to those of you following the current playthrough of Danganronpa 2, do you think Arin really is trying to be more positive and responsible? Or is this podcast just empty lip service once again? But yes, I think that's it for now. Thanks for watching and listening. Peace out.
Because there's no obligation to. And the way my brain works is that if it's my job, it's more important. Which, you know, probably not how it should be. Or stuff with a lot of dialogue, which I don't like in as like just as a casual gamer, right? So a lot of the stuff that I'm playing at home, like right now I'm playing obsessed with Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon.
Oh yeah.
Fucking brilliant game. But I would never play it on Game Grumps. Just because it just wouldn't be good content. It wouldn't be funny. I would be way too focused. Because like I used to make cartoons and now I run a business and but I never, because of my experience as like a solo artist who is young and impressionable and angry, it makes it much easier in my position as somebody who owns a company and is like hiring artists to understand where they're coming from. So it's like, to me, it's almost important for people to have those experiences, to go through those struggles and to sort of have those journeys where not everything makes sense, or they're angry about something, or you know, they feel slighted by a system or whatever. You know, obviously it's not ideal for those systems to even exist, but my experience of growth exists because I went through those experiences. Just being exposed to so much feedback all the time about the things that I do. It's like, yeah, I hear the same kind of shit all the time. That's like, I wish people didn't say that about me. It sucks that you have to be numb to it in a way, you know? Like, you should just be fucking accepted for who you are, man.
Well, you know, if that was the case, then
I was just thinking, like, is there somebody out there who's like, this is fun?
There must be.
I got him! Yay!
More of this, please.
Wow!
I hope there's 8,000 more just like it. Neat.
You see, Mom, every time they jump at me, I have to waggle the remote, and then it slashes.
And the mom's like, I have no son.
You like Sonic? I bought you Mario.
Okay, next time I get Grumps, I can see you need a break. You need a break. You need to think about what's going
No,
on.
man. Sonic games are great, dude.
Well,
Haven't you heard from the people who love Sonic? Like, man, the games are fucking great. Just some of the best games that have ever come out. Underrated, man. You know, everybody shits on these games, but like, you know, it's just, clearly you can see like one of the, just man, I can't get over how fucking good. God dang, it is unplayable.
We just started yelling and wanted to make sure you're okay.
It is unplayable, dude. And people say this is good. They say it's okay. That, man, I grew up with this game and fuck, dude. Man, my memories are so. Were you a pained child? Did you have a dark and brooding past? I'm putting out some good into the world with this game. Like, give me a break. Oh, suck my fucking dick. Give me a, like,
oh my god.
like, suck
Easy.
my dick, whoever wrote that. Like, you can't honestly have been on this stage and the stage before it and the stage before it and not like screamed your lungs out at how fucking ridiculous this shit is. I just wonder if a child, right? Let's say a child who is an avid video game player, let's say an avid Sonic fan, just had one game to get, and they were like Sonic Heroes, and they turned it on, and it was this. Like, what?
I think they'd probably play it all the way through, and then a couple months later be like, I'm gonna play this all the way through with the other characters. That's what you're doing, and you're a grown-ass man.
And you're not a child. I don't know, man. Sonic Heroes, it's the best one. People love it.
My God, you're condescending.
Sonic Heroes, it's a game.
I can't believe this, like, last mission is just one big, dumb boss battle that sucks ass that nobody enjoys.
Dude, what are you talking about? This shit's awesome. You crazy?
What's wrong with you?
To this day.
I want to meet the kid.
Attack it using you want to meet the kid who loves this?
Yes, I want to meet the kid who's like, whoa,
Awesome! Because it must be so enchanting to have that brain.
So it's like, why would I not like this thing that just unconditionally makes me happy?
yeah, that's so true. I'm trying to think of what that is for me, but I mean, Kirby's great. I get a little bored with Kirby just because those games are pretty like easy.
Yeah.
But like the aesthetic of Kirby, I fucking love.
Yeah.
There's so many things that like that applies to where I'm just like, I don't like this. It's like Sonic, for example. Like,
Right.
I love everything about Sonic except the games. like Sonic games are just consistently terrible.
Yeah.
But Sonic rules. Like,
Yeah.
he's fucking awesome. He's a blue hedgehog, and he's like, no, you don't. Like, it's just fucking cool. But like the games are awful.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Consider me unconvinced.